Hello, good morning, and welcome to Newsroom here on GHOne Television. My name is Awisi, Dede, Jange. Let's take a look at our headlines this morning. And this morning, CETAG strike bites harder as association calls bluff of government preparing for the next step. We'll go live across Ghana to assess the impact. 4 students reported dead in this year attributed to alleged negligence by school authorities. We will find out whether the supervisory eye in the boarding schools need reforms. And in business, a monetary policy committee expected to close meeting today. What will the policy rates look like? An economist will join us on a conversation on this matter. And on the international front, across the Atlantic, former U.S. President Barack Obama publicly endorses U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris as a Democrat Party's presidential nominee. Details of these and many more coming up shortly. Stay with me. Many thanks for choosing us this morning to our first story. Teaching activities at various colleges of education are on a halt following weeks of industrial action by the Colleges of Education Teachers Association of Ghana, CETAG. The association is in a crunch meeting to determine the way forward in the industrial action. The various negotiations with government have ended inconclusively as government threatens to freeze salaries of CETAG members. However, the association has called the bluff of government. Let's touch base with our correspondents around the country to assess the impact of the industrial action. And we have Kobina Amwa, who is our Western Regional correspondent. Kobina, where are you precisely, and what more can you tell us?
Okay, currently I'm at the Holy Child College of Education here in the West at Fijai, Takrade, and it's actually seen, as you earlier said, the strike is in full action as students are actually not learning. There's no teaching and learning activities going on. It's about a month since the activity started, the strike started, and it seems that there hasn't been any conclusive decision between the CETA leadership as well as with their employers. And so today I came here and the strike is in full force. I earlier interacted with the Central and Western Chairman of the CETAG, Dr. Boson Senyafia, and he maintained that they are not teaching and nothing is going on. And he underscored a bit how this is going to be detrimental to the academic calendar because within the period, there's supposed to be a lot of things going on. It's past 21 days, and even with 21 days, the institutions are supposed to shut down. However, they haven't shut down yet. And when I came, I monitored that most of the students are just doing their own thing, going about their own thing, and you can tell it's actually affecting them. There are some who are taking this period of time to revise over their notes. Others too are doing their own thing, and he maintained that. He noted to me that within this period, they have all the 4 levels of the school, level 1, 2, 3, and 4, who are supposed to be in school right now, except with a level 4 who are probably out on their outstation exercises, but then they would have to come back. And this may, at a point, prolong the teaching activities. And so this strike, though they are a bit worried because it's affecting their students, it's not as if they take any joy in what is happening. But then they would want their conditions of service, they want their grievances, their challenges addressed by the employers. And so this is what's currently happening here at the Holy Child College of Education here in Takrade. And he noted that the points where the government noted that they were not going to pay their salaries, he says they are actually not there because at a point where you would want something good, there are lots of sacrifices that would come your way. And so they are ever ready to go on with that if government decides not to pay these salaries for them. And until he said that until something conclusive, until they get something concrete from the employers, they would have to be still on strike.
Kobla, before I let you go, give us a vivid picture of how the school is. I understand you're at Holy Child, right? What is the general mood there? Yes. How many students have you seen? I'm sure you also engaged some few students who told you how difficult this has been for them.
Yes. Yes, it's an all-female institution,
Yeah.
and so you get some of them who are just normal out clothes, walking around. I think some are just if taken to some revising their notes, others to taking pictures around. There's nothing major around because of the strike action, and we can't tell that a lot of if some are moving ahead, going to learn or trying to do something concrete. I think that the action here is actually affecting these students here.
Right. Thank you so much, Kobina Amwa. Kobina Amwa is our Western regional correspondent, giving us updates on the impact of the CETAG strike. But still on the CETAG strike, the Central and Western Regional CETAG chairperson, Dr. Senyafia, has maintained their strike action cannot be called off until concrete steps are reached with their employers. It's been over a month since executives and members of all the 46 Colleges of Education Teachers Association of Ghana declared an indefinite strike effective Friday, June 14, 2024, over what they termed a government's failure and bad faith approach to issues of conditions of services. Dr. Senyafia, who spoke to GHOne News, says they do not mind sacrificing their salaries withdrawn by government to ensure their demands are met.
There's no negotiation going on. You see, the arbitral award actually brings an end to all negotiations. When you talk arbitration award, is an end to all negotiations between the aggrieved party and the employer. So that's why NLC comes in to issue, arbitral award. So the arbitral award is binding on the government to actually implement. So that's where we are now. There have been several engagements, but we want to have physical presence of our needs, demonstrated and then felt in our account.
Well, we go heavy on the CETAG strike. Let's cross over to the Central Region, where our Central Regional correspondent, GHOne, is on standby to give us what is actually happening in the various schools in the Central Region. Thank you for joining us on Newsroom. Tell us, where are you and what can you tell us?
Okay, so currently I'm at Fosu College of Education at Fosu right now.
Right, and what can you say? Have you been able to speak to some of the students and what are their concerns? How are they coping with the strike?
Yeah, so as at now, I can say there is nothing going on here. No teaching and no learning is going. I can see most of the students roaming without doing anything. But this morning, the time I came here, I saw most of the students using the time to do cleanup exercise. So I can see most of the students are here. Some are sweeping, reading, and doing all sorts of cleanup exercise. So what I can say now is there is nothing going on here. I've been able to engage some of the students. I mean, they are also appealing to the teachers and the government to pay them or do what these teachers are looking for them to. Also enjoying staying on campus because prior to a time now or small time, there will be an examination. And if there is no teaching and learning here, they are also, worried about this issue. I don't know whether we can engage some of the students if there is enough time now.
Yeah, if you have them on standby, you can speak to them. We can hear what they have to say.
Okay. Yeah. Good morning now.
Good morning.
So you are live on GHOne. Let's see how is teaching and learning going on right now.
Actually, teaching and learning hasn't started yet this semester. Yes, the strike began, I think, on about 3 days after reopening. They went on strike and then we have not been able to meet our lectures in the classroom. So for now, we are learning on our own. We, the students, are trying to learn some content that we don't even understand, but we are trying to read so that when the time the exams is about to happen, we'll also be able to write something. That's why we're all trying to learn. But we are hoping that the calendar will be changed so that we'll be able to learn further, or the teachers will be coming to the classroom to teach us.
So, madam, as at now, I'm still at the campus here, and I'll be engaging most of the students and the teachers as well. So, if anything, I will let my we see.
Okay,
Yes,
Yeah.
trust.
yeah.
Yes.
I was one. Okay, let's speak to the students, and then I also want to find out if you've been able to see any teacher around or any of the school authorities, and what have they been saying. But let's engage the students first, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay. Good morning. You are live on GHOne. So, let me ask, how is teaching and learning going on as your teachers are on strike right now?
Well, as school reopened, I think it was 3 days after we just went to strike. Up till now, it's no return. So we've been learning on our own and all that. So as it stands, everything is at pause. Yeah.
So, how is it affecting teaching and learning?
Well, as I just said, the teachers are not coming to teach us. So we've been learning on our own ever since school reopened. So we are basically not seeing top. Yes, we are basically not seeing top anything. Yeah, so we are hoping they would come and then things will start working out for us. Yes.
Okay, so madam, right now I've been speaking to some of the teachers right now, and yes, what they've been telling me is that they are not ready to also go back to classroom until their demand or until what they've been asking from the government is fulfilled. Until that, they are not ready to.
Okay, thank you so much. That was Boyjan, our Central Regional Correspondent, giving us updates. The teachers in the Western region and the Central region seem to be firm on their stance to not return to their post until government attends to them. But let's cross over to the Ashanti region, where our Ashanti Regional Correspondent Isaac Bediako is also coming up to give us updates of what is happening in the Ashanti region. Isaac, thank you for making time to join us on Newsroom. What more? First of all, where are you and what can you tell us?
Well, in the Ashanti region, Kumasi in particular, I must say the situation is cut across. All the training colleges in the region, they are not working simply because teachers want government to meet their demand then before they would resume academic exercise on campus. Students are stranded. When I arrived here in the morning, I saw some of them playing basketball. Others were also sitting under trees conversing with their colleagues, whilst others are also in classroom, also doing group studies. So that is the situation here at the Wesley College of Education in Kumasi. Last week or earlier this week, the CETAG addressed a news conference on campus, and I had the opportunity to attend this press conference. I asked them if they are not concerned about what the students are going through, but they told me that yes, they also have a future that they have to protect, and that until government meets their concerns, they are not going to call off their strike. And one thing that I have also picked from campus is that when students default attendance to classes or lectures for 21 days, it means that that student in particular cannot sit for exams. Now the students are telling me they are preparing for exams and they have already defaulted the 21 lecture days, which means that they are unqualified to actually sit for exams. And that is one of the worries that they have on campus. I have the SRC president for the Wesley College of Education in the person of Shadrach Dramina Akenten. Shadrach, good morning, and you're live on GHOne TV. What is the situation right now on campus? I have been able to narrate what I have seen. What are you guys going through on campus?
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity given. As you said earlier, my name is Dramina Akenten Shadrach, the SRC President, Wesley College of Education. And looking at the system right now, CETAG has been on strike for a month and 2 weeks now. We have been here and our lecturers are not coming to class to teach us, and it is a challenge to us as students. The two parties involved in this whole incident, that is the CETAG and government, at the end of it all, nobody is suffering. It boils down to the ordinary teacher trainee. And looking at the system, we have been here and we have not been learning. Some of the courses, we don't even have course outlines to them, and then we don't have course material materials to the courses that we are offering here on campus. We are spending, using our monies on food, using our monies on water, and a lot of items of which we are not getting any positive impact from it. A lot of our students are even have gone home because of this CETAG strike, and I think that it is a challenge to all the 46 colleges of education, not only Wesley College here, but if you go to all the 46 colleges of education, you could see that what is happening here is the same thing that is also happening there. So that is a challenge that as an ordinary teacher training we are facing.
Are you aware that when you default 21 lecturing days, what it means is that you cannot sit for exams, and you are also preparing for final exams? How are you managing this development?
Honestly speaking, we are all aware for the class attendance policy. We are aware of that. And from our affiliate universities, they are saying that the date for the examinations remains unchanged, meaning we are to sit on 25th August and write our exams, of which we totally disagree on this, because we all know that we cannot be assessed on something that we have not learnt. And at the normal circumstance, we had to be assessed on something that we have learnt. And this is the case that we have not learnt anything. And the course outline, we don't have them, and we don't have course materials. So what are we going to write as final year students? So as a matter of fact, we don't agree to the fact that we have to sit on 25th August and write our exams.
But there are other colleagues that also told me that they have no option, so they have also prepared for the final exams because at the moment they have no say.
I disagree. If they say they have no say, we cannot sit as an ordinary teacher training and sit there, watch that a medicine will be forced under our throat, of which we are not ready to take them. Because looking at the class attendance policy, it states out clear that if a student absents him or herself from class 21 days, they are not supposed to sit and write exams. And this is the case that we have passed 21 days. So under no circumstance should we be allowed to even sit and write the exams. So we can also pass a plea to the government and even to our mother affiliate universities that looking at the situation right now, they cannot force us to write an exams because the policy states is clear. So if they go forward to let us write the exam, it means that policy has been breached. You see, and so that is the reason why we cannot be forced to write the exams. So we are making a plea that something should be done about this. If CETAG agrees to call off the strike, there had to be an extension of the academic calendar so that we can also do write quizzes, because at the end of the day we are not being judged by the quizzes we write. We do project works and that accumulates to our CA, that is the continuous assessment. We have to get the CA before the end of semester exams, and this is the case that we be assessed based on only the end of semester exams alone.
What's the situation how's the situation for you now?
Well, as you can see for yourself, the campus is quite empty, and there is doubt and worry reigning through the minds of the few students you see here. Those who can't stand the frustration have simply packed their bags and left. But those here, we are just managing on group works, personal assignments here and there. Aside from that, school is practically non-existent and classes are not going on, so it's quite empty to say.
Teachers are around in their bungalows. Tell me, if you are reading something and you get confused, you need understanding, can you approach them to assist you?
This is quite something tricky. Perhaps maybe if you have a personal relation with a tutor, you can, but formally going to ask for views or better understanding, they wouldn't, because they would just emphatically state they are on strike. So you don't have access to them.
The education minister is watching you. Tell him something.
As a minister of education, effort that the Ministry of Education is putting across to ensure that education in this country has reached its higher standards, measuring up to the quality that other countries are aiming to achieve. This is a situation that is sour, to say the least, that students can come to school for 2 to 3 months and then have no form of formal education as they have paid monies to come. We are pleading that whatever measures that per their office they can undertake to ensure that students receive the education they need. As the saying goes, education is a right, not a privilege. Such measures should be put across. They should sit with CETAG and make sure that demands are met and all sides are equally set. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You're welcome. Gentlemen, what's your name?
My name is Ado Henry Dede Jr.
And how are you also coping on campus?
Thank you very much for the platform given to me. It hasn't been easy that a student will struggle to get money to go and pay fees, and then the person comes to school to receive education and training, and then at the end of the day, teachers are on strike. They are not coming to class.
Okay. Thank you. As you can hear from the students and what you have seen on campus, they are very frustrated, and their plea to the government is that the government should step forward into this matter and find lasting solution to it so that they can cooperate on the academic exercise on campus and write their final exams and go.
Right. Thank you so much, Isaac Bediako. Isaac is Ashanti regional correspondent, giving us updates from the Wesley College in the Ashanti region on the impact of the CETAG strike there. But let's stay on education, because a recent event of death in senior high boarding schools have ignited a fierce debate on a disturbing trend of alleged negligence in some schools. This comes after alleged negligence of school authorities led to the death of 4 students just this year. The phenomenon has raised serious concerns about the responsibilities of school authorities to ensure the well-being of students, prompting urgent calls for better accountability and improved health care in the school. You recall on February 5, 2024, a first-year student at the Abrigel Senior High School in the Eastern region lost her life after allegedly being denied medical attention by a school nurse. Just a week later, the parent of Kesta Vaji, a 19-year-old student of Akim Swejo Senior High School, also accused the school authorities of refusing to grant their son permission to seek medical help when he got ill, which ultimately led to his death. Kesta was reportedly told he did not appear ill enough to warrant an exit. Well, on February 20, a 17-year-old student of Kampohin Senior High School in the Eastern region also died after a senior housemaster allegedly failed to provide timely medical assistance. In the latest incident, Theophilus Ansah, a final year science student at Ghana National College in Cape Coast, passed away after a brief illness. His family has alleged that negligence by school authorities contributed to his untimely death. These recent tragic events in senior high boarding schools have once again sparked conversations about the responsibilities of school authorities in safeguarding student well-being. Well, it is for this that non-governmental human rights organization Child Rights International is calling for essential policy reforms to modify the exit regime systems and upgrade the medical facilities in various secondary schools. Executive Director of Child Rights International, Bright Apia, spoke to the media on the development.
There is no clear policy and guidelines regarding the operationalization of the exit system. So the issuance of those has just been at the discretion of the system as to determine what issue that they want to issue the exit on, and on what they can refuse, you know, and it has become a discretionary power that they do exercise in the lives of our children, and we think that that should not happen. It's a regime to regulate the conduct of children. It's a regime to maintain a certain level of discipline. So we expect that those things would also be taken into consideration when they issue the exit, especially where the school knows that they owe children the duty of care. So you do not use your own discretion to determine how to issue exit, but we feel that the issuance of exit to have a regulation and there's the circumstances under which those things must be issued must cut across. We also realize that sometimes when students go there to access medical care, they don't meet anybody there. They meet their own colleagues who are manning the place. And their own colleagues, they are not professionals to be able to know what is happening. So sometimes they dispense certain drugs to their own colleagues to take without any medical direction. And for me, that is dangerous, and our system should be able to look at that and bring it to a level where it can protect the interest of our children. We want to say that, yes, the call that we have received from the family, we will definitely take the steps that is needed to protect the welfare of our children and to make sure that such things do not happen in our secondary schools.
Well, away from that, the Executive Director of the Environmental Protection Agency, Dr. John Kingsley Kugu, has expressed optimism that the passage of the EPA bill, which will see the elevation of the institution into an authority, will bring significant changes in the mandate of the environmental protection. According to Dr. Kugu, the EPA would need the necessary legislative backing to become autonomous enough to ensuring environmental regulations compliance and management. Take a listen.
The EPA Executive Director's visit to the Western region was to apprise himself on the operations of some notable companies in waste management and ceramics industries in the region. He made stops at Zoel Services Limited, Zeal Environmental Technologies Limited, Keda Ceramics Limited, and Wangang Ceramics Limited. He observed the company's production capacity, environmental practices, as well as the challenges that need to be addressed. Speaking on the sidelines of the visit, Dr. John Kingsley Kugu noted that the passage of the EPA bill by Parliament would help significantly in the execution of their mandate.
It's a huge significance if you look at the regulations. In other jurisdictions, the EPA boss sits in cabinet. That is how important protecting the environment is. But you know, a head of agency has less authority as compared to, and less autonomy as compared to an authority. So we think that the matters of the environment require that EPA can bide better than it is now. And the authority will give EPA some more powers, some more prosecutorial powers to be able to bide better so that our compliance system will be strengthened. And then on that basis, we can protect the environment.
On his observation of the operation of the waste management companies, Dr. Kruger was enthused about the operations of the companies and their level of capacity in dealing with both domestic and industrial waste.
The main aim of going into these waste management places is to see the capacity they have to be able to manage all kinds of and different types of waste. Especially e-waste has become a very important component in our waste management sector. So I wanted to see at first hand their capacity, but also their capacity to manage waste from the oil sector, what is happening offshore. Are they in a position to be able to receive waste from onshore and be able to manage it successfully? And I think what I saw, I'm very happy about it, that we have this kind of capacity in Ghana, that these two companies are in the position to be able to manage waste.
Let's move to the courts now, because a chief of a banker, a farming community in the Asante Achem district of the Ashanti region, has been jailed by the High Court in Accra for stealing $150,000 belonging to the community. The chief, Osabere Machiampoma, III was found guilty for stealing by the High Court presided over by Justice Comfort came after full trial. Upon his conviction, he was sentenced to serve 3 months in prison, in addition to 2,000 penalty units, which is equivalent to 24,000 Ghana cedis. Justice Comfort, while sentencing him, said should he default in the payment of the fine, he should serve 5 years in prison. The chief was arrested and charged after he is said to have pocketed the $150,000 gold mining company Gulf Coast Resources Company Limited had given to the community for corporate social responsibility obligations. Some of the community members expressed their happiness after the sentencing.
I'm very happy. Yeah, I'm very happy, and thanks to the government of Ghana for dealing with our case, because we have tried several times. Even we sent it to GHOne, but the man couldn't, judge the case for us. He told us that this case is rubbish. So we are just wondering how we can get our money from that chief. So until we send it to the High Court, before the government of Ghana help us, now we are put the man in jail, 3 months in jail. After the 3 months, you're supposed to pay 240 million. If he failed to pay that money, he's going to 5 years imprisonment. Right now, I have called my people over there, and they are happy. All the people over there are happy now. And we at Accra here too, we are happy. And our brothers in abroad too, they are happy about the conviction.
Which community are we talking about?
I'm talking about Banka community. Banka at Asante Achim South constituency.
How long has this case been pending?
Since 2010, up to date. Today we have the judgments. Yeah.
So you are happy with the decision of the
very, very happy. I'm very, very happy. I give thanks to the government of Ghana for the process, because we sent the case to GHOne. Banka is under GHOne, under Achima Buakwa. But the Achima Buakwa chief, GHOne and Motia of Penny, he couldn't do anything about it. He's just dodging the issue. Until today, the government has given the green lights.
Many pastor go to a dear as a mamma. I'm a banker mine. If you say some way, of course, when you're penny for a chassis, if you will call, and I am a Bruno, that's not who said, a chrono near like no, young kind, as a Nanyakupadum, that's a company of Blaze Cadi and Tissan as yet net me at San and asked where discovered dear. I was said, I buy Swada Roma, as some of the copy watching any. Watching a bonny be watching a question catches as some bomb. Yes, but it's or your penny, the conversion acquired, what can be my then sooner, why you bet me be an artisan. And to me, Enco, MY, and the Dede Ghana fine. Ghana bounce with the name of from at the penny paper at also. I mean, ya boss and Yako Abba Aquaba, a move pressure, dear baby. A moon to find me, Moon, my dear, baby, my move to Chronoso, you go here, look at Canasa. Or the Mekum, Mabu, Matchwatchum, the attack on here say, yeah, what I say, so we did no hangi or real, none of my dear now. That's when you want to send the fathers and into or no more potion 3 months, and I no my dear now. Yes, you and
This is still Newsroom. We'll be back after this break. Welcome to Newsroom. Let's take some business stories now. And in business, the banking sector in Ghana has witnessed a significant rise in non-performing loans, NPLs, amidst ongoing economic challenges. According to the latest statement from the Bank of Ghana, the NPL ratio increased to 24.1% in June 2024, up from 18.7% in the same period last year. Despite the rise in NPLs, the capital adequacy ratio stood at 14.3% in June 2024, marginally higher than the 14.2% reported in June 2023. The sector's profitability metrics remain relatively stable, with return on the equity after tax at 35.3% in June 2024, down slightly from 37.6% a year earlier. The return on asset before tax held steady at 5.4%. Total assets of the banking sector grew by 33.3% year on year, reaching 323.1 billion cedis in June 2024. Liquidity indicators also improved, with the core liquid assets to total assets ratio increasing to 35.8% in June 2024 from 27.7% last year. Well, participants at the 9th ECOWAS Electricity Forum held in Accra and spearheaded by the ECOWAS Regional Electricity Regulatory Authority have noted some 8 key recommendations for consideration by the leaders of the sub-region to make electricity competitive and cheaper for industrial growth. The recommendation, which include policy alignment and coordination, strengthening regional institutions, investment in infrastructure, financial support, capacity building, and among others, when implemented, will see the ECOWAS region experience an unprecedented industrial development. There is more.
This 9th forum aims to address issues raised by the need to further integrate national electricity market through the harmonization of rules and practices while ensure electricity security and stability for member states. The 2 main issues raised for discussion is the forum where what are the best strategies to harmonize national and regional policy to promote energy security and stability in the region? How can countries in the region address the challenges of adapting different national regulatory framework to market conditions while fostering a competitive and efficient electricity market? These questions that this year's regional forum is expected to answer through expert presentation, exchange and discussion among participants to identify best practices and avenues that encourage collaboration and coordinating among ECOWAS member states for effective solutions to enhance the security of electricity trade and enable the promotion of energy sustainable development in the region.
Still in business, fast food enthusiasts in Ring Road area can now revel in delight as Pizza Man, Chicken Man, the renowned indigenous fast food brand, has inaugurated a new branch in the vicinity. This brand, celebrated for its pizza, fried rice, spicy chicken, and authentic Ghanaian jollof rice, is expanding the fast food industry by providing value for money to its customers.
Since its establishment in January 2018, Pizza Man has experienced a remarkable growth, boasting over 60 branches across the country, thereby creating thousands of employment opportunities for Ghanaian youth.
At Pizza Man, Chicken Man, future can be next week or next 2 weeks. In fact, with respect to the regional expansion, we are actually working behind closed doors to open 32 stores, with 6 being in Accra, 2 being in Kumasi, and the other 24 being outside Accra and Kumasi. So we are starting from Bolga to Tamale, even to Aflao, to Takwa, Cape Coast, and all the other towns you can think of. So hopefully by the end of 3rd quarter, we should be done with all the 32 stores that we'll be opening. Yeah.
Speaking with the media, Emmanuel Lamte, the general manager of Quick Angels, the financiers of the Pizza Man brand, emphasized the importance of supporting local brands to enable them to compete favorably with global counterparts.
Quick Angels is the very first angel investor company in Africa. I mean, I have not seen the kind of what we're doing so far in Ghana. In Ghana, we are the very foremost angel investor company that so far exists in our country. What we do simply is we invest in startup businesses, we invest in existing companies in exchange of equity stake. We say that we are not just investors, but we are active investors. Unlike what the other financial institutions do, where they give loans and then it's collateralized.
The event drew a diverse array of brand influencers in the country, whose attendance serves as a testament to the brand's profound and positive impact on the Ghanaian economy.
And that'll be all for the business news here on Newsroom. Well, it's time for sports, and Monica is in the studio with the very latest.
Awisi, well, after all the countdown, the day is finally here. The Paris 2024 Olympic Games takes off this evening with a special opening ceremony put together by France. I'll bring you details of all this coming up shortly. Do stay.
But that brings us to the end of Newsroom here on GHOne Television. My name is Awisi Dede. Jangi, have a wonderful afternoon.